Hi, I'm Professor Julius Idialu Ikarehon. Welcome to my channel today.
Let's delve into the content of our next video for today. Metric data. Data is said to be metric if it is measured at least on interval scale. Metric data are always associated with a scale measure, and therefore it is also known as scale data or quantitative data. Metric data can be measured on two different types of scale.
That is, interval and ratio. A. Interval data. The interval data is measured along a scale where each position is equidistant from one another. In this scale, the distance between two pairs is equivalent in some way. In interval data, doubling principle breaks down, as there is no zero on the scale. For instance, the 6 marks give N to an individual on the basis of his IQ do not explain that his nature is twice as good as the person with 3 marks. Thus, interval variables measured on an interval scale have values in which differences are uniform and meaningful, but ratios are not. Interval data may be obtained if the parameters of job satisfaction or level of frustration is rated on scale 1 to 10. B. Ratio data. The data on ratio scale has a meaningful zero value and has an equidistant measure, i.e., the difference between 30 and 40 is the same as the difference between 60 and 70. For example, 60 marks obtained on a test are twice of 30. This is so because zero can be measured on ratio scale. Ratio data can be multiplied and divided because of an equidistant measure and doubling principle. Observations that we measure or count are usually ratio data. Examples of ratio data are height, weight, sales data, stock price, advance tax, etc. Nonmetric data. Nonmetric data is a categorical measurement and is expressed not in terms of numbers, but rather by means of a natural language description. It is often known as categorical data. Examples of such data are like Employees Category 104 Executive, Department 104 Production, etc. These data can be measured on two different scales, that is, nominal and ordinal. A. Nominal data. Nominal data is a categorical variable. These variables result from a selection in categories. Examples might be employee status, industry types, subject specialization, race, etc. Data obtained on nominal scale is in terms of frequency. In SPSS, nominal data is represented as nominal.
Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop your questions in the comments section.
B. Ordinal data. Variables on the ordinal scale are also known as categorical variables, but here the categories are ordered. The order of items is often defined by assigning numbers to them to show their relative position. Categorical variables that assess performance, good, average, poor, etc., are ordinal variables. On the basis of the order of an ordinal variable, we may not know which value is the best or worst on the measured phenomenon. Moreover, the distance between ordered categories is also not measurable. No arithmetic can be done with the ordinal data as they show sequence only. Data obtained on ordinal scale is in terms of ranks. Ordinal data is denoted as ordinal in SPSS. So let's discuss the sources of research data. In designing a research experiment, one needs to specify the kind of data required and how to obtain it. The researcher may obtain the data from the reliable source if it is available. But if the required data is not available from any source, it may be collected by the researcher themselves. Several agencies collect data for some specified purposes and make them available for the other researchers to draw other meaningful conclusions as per their plan of study. Even some of the commercial agencies provide the real-time data to the users with cost. The data so obtained from other sources are referred as secondary data, whereas the data collected by the researchers themselves are known as primary data. We shall now discuss other features of these data in the following sections. Primary data. The data obtained during study by the researchers themselves or with the help of their colleagues, subordinates, or field investigators are known as primary data. The primary data is obtained by the researcher in a situation where relevant data is not available from the reliable sources, or such data do not exist with any of the agency, or if the study is an experimental study where specific treatments are required to be given in the experiment. The primary data is much more reliable because of the fact that the investigator himself is involved in data collection and hence can ensure the correctness of the data. In our next video class, we are going to be discussing different methods that can be used to collect the primary data by the researcher. Assignments will be distributed at the conclusion of the class. Please take a moment to watch this brief 5-minute video and feel free to share your questions in the comments section. Subscribe and like.